What's good, YouTube? It's Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, coming to y'all with another video. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Also, check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. If you want a t-shirt, you can message me on Facebook. I got different type of logos and images. You can get any color shirt, or you can change the logo on the shirt. Just message me on Facebook if you're interested. We talking about Miles Bridges, a lottery pick in the draft. He has multiple moves, multiple things he can do offensively, and we're going to talk about that. Here you see him obviously get a screen, gets the ball, goes downhill, which means going straight from the basket from the top of the key, uses another floater, clears the space, gets a look at the basket, and softly puts it in the basket. Right here you see Miles Bridges handling the ball, showing his handles, gets the spin move, kind of like Donovan Mitchell and other players, scoops it right in off the finger roll. Here again, beats the man, gets in his chest, clears the space, gets a good look at the basket, lays it in off the backboard. And now you're going to see some different things from Miles Bridges late in the shot clock. He gets the ball again to where he likes it, gets his defender off balance, clears the space, get a look at the basket, and finger rolls it in. That's going to be a go-to move for him. That's going to be one of his bread and butter plays, how he's going to score a lot of baskets. Right here, you see they get Miles Bridges, again, isolated at the top of the key. Goes straight at his defender. This time, he clears the space, but he hits the jumper. That's a shot that they're going to give him in the NBA. He's going to have to consistently knock these things down. And you see him again getting to that 15 mid-range area, 15 and below. Gets a pull-up jumper, clears the space, get a lot of room, and gets a clean look at the basket. Here, he stops and pops. They're going to give him that shot all day long. He just has to knock it down consistently. Right here, he gets the dribble, creates the space again, gets a good, clean look at the basket. Like I said, they're going to give him that all day. And then he gets the ball at the top of the key, spot up threes. This is something that he's going to have to do as the modern day NBA. If you're going to play the 2 or the 3 or the 4, you have to be able to knock down threes. He knows this. He stayed in college, got better at it, but he's going to have to continue to do this consistently if he wants minutes, especially at that shooting guard small forward position where Charlotte has a lot of talent at those areas. And you see again, they give him the space. He's confidently knocking down that 3 ball, and that's what you want him to do. And then right here, Miles Bridges gets the ball, goes to the three-point line, sets his feet, get a comfortable 3, knocks it down. He got to make the best out of his opportunities. And when you get open looks, you have to take advantage of it and knock them down. And he did a lot of that in Summer League. This time, you see Miles Bridges gets the miss. This is another thing that's going to make him special. His ability to be quick off his feet, get offensive rebounds, and finishing at that rim. Right here, he gets close to the basket, they reaching and everything. He goes straight up, not fearing getting fouled. Here, he gets banged, moved, gets a good look, goes straight up again, and collects another easy basket. That's going to be another one of his go-to moves, getting easy baskets in transition off the rebound and taking advantage of opportunities from Kemba. And you see him getting in transition right here, going straight to the basket, well-paced, not forcing, and makes the correct play. This time he just goes right down. He's a trailer, gets a wide-open dunk, takes advantage of it, knocks that down quickly. And then right here, they in transition again. He makes the right read, goes straight at his man. He's too big, he's too strong, and just not fear anything. And he went up there and finished that play. Now, another thing for him is definitely going to be the passing. Can he find Malik Monk in the corner, Jeremy Lamb in the corner, Kemba Walker at the top of the key knocking down threes? Can he make the right reads? Can he pass the ball the right way? Like, these passes can go to anybody, but it's going to be on better NBA players on his team, so he can, sure enough, get easy baskets for them. And he showed that he can get you to 2 to 3 assists a game, whether it's in transition or even like you see in the half court, that he can create shots for other players. That's something that they really haven't had at that shooting guard small forward position. My final thoughts on Miles Bridges. I felt like Miles Bridges should have came out of college last year, but he proved me wrong by going back to college and winning the NCAA championship with Villanova and Mikael Bridges. And I like Miles Bridges. He was a guy that wasn't really great at anything. He wasn't really dominant at anything, but he's a guy that he knows how to play basketball. And it sounds silly, it sounds goofy, but at the end of the day, Miles Bridges is a basketball player. He can play the 2. He can play the three. He can play the four. Now, when he was in college, he was 6'5", 6'6". Now people listen to him at 6'7", and he's a big 6'7" too, especially for a rookie coming into the league. He's 20 years old. He's 6'7", 220. That's a good size, especially if he's going to play that shooting guard position. And if you have that type of length, what I mean by height, that's pretty good. But him being a decent athlete, not the longest wingspan, not the best shooter, not the best finisher, not the best playmaker. He still was able to do all those things well enough to where you see potential that if he can really get a skill set, he could be a very special player. Because at the end of the day, if you want to be an all-star, you have to be a good passer, a good scorer. You have to be good at something. And Miles Bridges, he has some teammates that's decent. Kimba, Batum, Monk, Lamb, and at the end of the day, ain't like he's going to a team where they need him to be a superstar or they need him to carry the team. They got Comiskey, they got Gilchrist, they got Tony Parker, they got Marvin Williams, they got Cody Zeller. So they have solid players, they have solid role players, they have an all-star in Kemba Walker, and they have a guy that can play multiple positions in Nicholas Batum. So Miles Bridges, to me, is something that they needed. I definitely thought they should have went for more of a riskier player at the position that they selected Miles Bridges at, because they needed somebody that can potentially be a superstar. And that's the biggest problem with Miles Bridges, is we really don't know what he's going to be, because he's not great at anything right now. So I thought that they would go with something more risky, like say Gilgis or something, somebody with a higher upside. But instead they went just like Frank Kaminsky, just like Kemba Walker. They went for more of the, a person that can contribute right now. But Kemba Walker was able to develop into an all-star. Frank Kaminsky became a solid starter. And then some other guys that they have drafted, I'm not going to go over it, they became okay. Obviously, Malik Monk was a guy that had potential to be a star, but he wasn't having a superstar ceiling. Nobody was really saying that. So Miles Bridges was one of those guys that they picked up. They felt like he had the right mindset. He was a rookie and a vet, because he's going to be very experienced, very poised, very patient, and well-balanced throughout this journey, and he's a winner. That's the same thing they did with Michael Kidd Greer, because they seen that he had potential, but they also seen that he was a guy that put in the work. He wanted to be great. He fought defensively. He did the right plays. He played within the system. He did things he could do, but he just could not get it together offensively. And that's the opposite of Miles Bridges. He's a guy that got a couple chase down blocks in summer league, got a couple steals, but also, he was able to give you 15, 17, 20 points every single game in summer league consistently. And I think that that's going to be the thing for Miles Bridges, is adding more to the table. What more can he do? He can add more moves. I feel like he has some solid moves, but the more you get scouted, the more you're going to have to adapt to the NBA game. And that's the thing that I want to see Miles Bridges. Yes, you've been able to dominate in college. Yes, you have been able to be solid, but what can you do to continue to enhance your game, to push yourself to become a greater player? And I think that's going to be the ceiling for Miles Bridges. How much do he want it? How much do he wants to be great? Because he can really, be anything that he wants, because he has the size, he has enough speed, he has the IQ, he's patient, he doesn't force up shots, he gets the shots that he wants, and that jump shot is something that he's going to have to improve, because like I said in the footage, they're going to give him the 15-footer. They're going to give him the 20-footer. They're going to give him spot up threes, because it's pick your poison. We rather Miles Bridges shoot a 3 in a long 2 than get to the paint. And that's something that he's going to have to continue to sharpen. Every time they give you a read and react or a pick your poison, you have to perfect both sides. So that way you put them at a disadvantage, and that way you can take over a game regardless of what they want you to do. They always tell you, take what the defense gives you. But you have to have multiple moves and multiple ways to score to do that, because if you keep doing the spin move, you're gonna get away with it a couple times in the game, but they're gonna be prepared for it. So what do you have if they take that away? What do you have if they take away the pick and roll? What do you have if they take you from the top of the key and force you to move from the corner 3? So he has to continue to expand his game add a step back jumper, add a pull up jumper, add more go-to moves when he go into the paint. Make sure he's reading the defense, making sure that once he gets that ball, he's going downhill. He's looking for his teammates too, not just being in tunnel vision trying to get to the paint. Can he make that pass out to Malik Monk, to Jeremy Lamb? Can he make that dump off to Cody Zeller? Those going to be the small things that can really shine for Miles Bridges. Now, he's a guy that a lot of people felt he was going to be a top 10 pick last year, and he has gotten better. His three-point shot got a little bit better. It looks a lot better, and he's more confident in him. That's going to be a shot that if he wants to play the 4, if he wants to play the 3, he's going to have to be able to shoot that at 35 to 36+%. And if he's able to do that, that's going to make another outlook. How are we going to stop Miles Bridges? He's shooting down threes. He's knocking those down consistently. Now we're going to have to force him to get the ball and put it on the floor. And that's what you've seen him doing a lot of in Summer League, getting the ball at the top of the key, getting the ball in isolation and going straight at his man. Yes, he's physical. Yes, he's strong, and it does work. But you have to have other moves to keep the defense guessing, to keep the defense on their heels. And that's the thing I really want to see him do. Can he become a better scorer? Can he become even more versatile by upping his and sharpening his skills? So that's going to be the biggest question for a guy like Miles Bridges. How much do he want to be great, and how much can he really develop? Because right now, a lot of people calling him a finished product. People saying this is as good as he probably going to get. How can he defy those odds? And I think that them drafting him at the position and really knowing that this is the guy they want to go with, and they have made similar picks before, that's going to be the thing in Charlotte, because they're not going to have any superstars. They don't really have chances to get big name free agents. So you're going to have to really, is you going to want to stay in Charlotte? Is you going to want to sign that extension? Do you think this can be a home for you? Yes, they believe in you. Yes, they drafted you. But can you develop there? Can you win a championship there? Those are things that he's going to have to think about while he's a rookie, while he continues to get better. Is Charlotte the real home for him? Is this a place he wants to win championships at? Can he win a championship here? So that's going to be another question, because Charlotte has not even came close. They haven't even been to the Eastern Conference Finals. So that's another thing. Is he going to be committed to stand with the Charlotte Hornets? Does he buy in to the Charlotte Hornets? That's going to be another question. But to me, at the end of the day, it's just Miles Bridges adding more to his game, polishing up his game and perfecting other skill sets, because he's going to be a tweener. He's going to be a guy that's going to play multiple positions. He's going to be one of their go-to defenders on the perimeter. He's going to give you a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of fight, a lot of hustle. I like that he gets the putbacks. I like that he gets out on the run and very slow, but he also keeping the pace up so he can attack the paint. He's relentless. He's ferocious, and I just like everything about him right now. I know in the NBA draft, in the NBA mock draft, I didn't talk too much about him because it really wasn't that much to say, because he wasn't great at anything. He was just a solid all-around player. He's a well-rounded player, and now he just has to add those more skill sets, and he has to perfect more things. And I think the number one things he need to perfect is just knocking down that spot-up jumper, especially the three-point shot, and just handling the ball and being able to create his own shot. And he's been able to do that in college and summer league, but will he be able to do it as the scouts read him, as they focus on him, and as they try to adjust to him? How is he going to add more moves? What moves is he going to add? And what can he continue to do to be a better offensive player as the season go on? Because he's a guy that I can see hitting a rookie wall. Once they make those adjustments, once they get used to him, once they get a game plan for him, I can see him struggling, basically like at the All-Star breaking under. But that's going to be the challenge for him, is pushing himself to get more out of his body, to get more out of his jumper, and to get more out of his handle, so that way he can be more than just a third or fourth or a fifth option, because that's basically what his ceiling is to a lot of people, being a third or even a fourth or fifth best option on the team, not a superstar, potentially an all-star depending on if everything goes right. No, not too many people was high on him, and not too many people thought he was going to be a superstar or all-star, but you can say the same thing about Gilchrist, you can say the same thing about Frank Kaminsky, and you can potentially say the same thing about Malik Monk. And Kemba Walker was able to defy the odds, and maybe so can Miles Bridges. But if he wants to be great, Can he really be that in Charlotte? That's another question. So let me know what you guys think about Miles Bridges. Do you think he'll just be a solid role player? Do you think he can become an all-star? Do you think that he can be a superstar? Do you think he overrated, underrated, or do you think at the end of the day this is just a good pickup because you know what you're getting at that position and you're not getting a buzz, but you're getting a solid contributor, but you're also not getting an all-star or a superstar. So it's always going to be a what if. It's always going to be what you could do. It's always going to be you could have got somebody better potential. You could have got the sure thing, but he won't be an all-star. So they always going to have a losing situation. It's a pro and a con to everything. And at the end of the day, I think this is a solid pick. It's a safe pick, but will it really pay off, 4 or 5 years later, if he never pans out to be nothing better than a third or fourth or a fifth option? That's the question for Charlotte because they're in desperate need of a superstar and a franchise player that they can build around. Even when they got top 5 picks, they never really got a superstar out of that, and they never really they remember Gilchrist was the number 2 pick. So when they had a chance to get a top 5 pick, they never nailed a superstar, and now they're drafting players that's potentially going to be all stars at best, but that's not a franchise cornerstone. That's a player you can build with, but it's not a player you can build around. And maybe Miles Bridges isn't that guy either. But then again, what is the future for the Charlotte Hornets? That's the bigger question outside of Miles Bridges. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Check out my website at analysisplayground.com. Link up in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page at analysisplayground.com. Link up in the description, comment section below. Also, check out my t-shirts. They'll be on my Facebook page. If you like the t-shirts, you can get any color, any logo. You can change the color of the logo. You can change the color of the t-shirt. Just let me know which color t-shirt you want. Let me know what logo you want and let me know how you want it. I can get it shipped out to you. Just message me on Facebook and I can get shipped out to you. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis, I'm gone. And let me know what you guys think about Miles Bridges and his potential and even the Charlotte Hornets in the comment section below.